الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب السماوات ورب الأرض رب العالمين، وله الكبرياء في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. الحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات. ربنا لك الحمد حتى ترضى، ولك الحمد إذا رضيت، ولك الحمد بعد الرضا. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيد الأولين والآخرين محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له الملك الحق المبين. أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله وأمين على وحيه. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. My dear respected brother and sister in Islam, all praise and glory and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We owe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala everything we have, and we are completely dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all our needs. And that's why we come on this day of Jumu'ah and in every prayer to express our gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also to put our needs before Him, our needs for guidance, our needs for forgiveness, our needs for protection, our needs for provision. يا أيها الناس أنتم الفقراء إلى الله والله هو الغني الحميد وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها وما بكم من نعمة فمن الله. My dear respected brother and sister in Islam, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, الدنيا كسوق قام ثم انفض ربح فيه من ربح وخسر فيه من خسر. That this life, this worldly life, it's like a market, or in today's language, it's like the stock market. It opens for business and then closes. Some people made profit, some people have made some losses or lost money. كسوق قام ثم انفض ربح فيه من ربح وخسر فيه من خسر. Now how can we be among the winners in this life? That comes in another hadith in which Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, الكيس من دان نفسه وعمل لما بعد الموت والعاجز من أتبع نفسه هواها وتمنى على الله. The smart, the wise person is the one who conquers himself, who restrain himself. Who restrain himself or conquer himself, being in charge. And prepare for life after death. Works, prepare, save, and invest with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's a smart person. And the loser is the one who follows his whims and his desires and wish that Allah will forgive or have wish for the best outcome in the hereafter. And if you think about it, even in this life, even not from a religious or Islamic perspective, who are the most successful people? The people who are disciplined, the people who conquer, restrain themselves, and they do what needs to be done. The people who live with set of principles and values, they live by them strictly. It's not, nobody is imposing these on them. They just have values and principles and beliefs, and they live accordingly. They live by those values and beliefs. They never lie, they never cheat, they never violate those principles and values. And also, the most successful people are the people who have a purpose in this life, who have a goal, who have a mission. They call them, I'm talking now not even from Islamic perspective, they call them purpose-driven people or mission-driven people. People who have a purpose in life or mission, they are not just living, they're living for very high goals and aspiration and purpose. And they commit to that purpose or that goal and they use it as a compass. They do whatever it takes. Since they committed to it, whatever it takes, whatever sacrifices need to be made, whatever efforts need to be made, they will do it to achieve those goals. So that purpose or mission becomes the compass that guides their thinking, guides their priorities, guides their behavior, guides their allocation of time and resources. And these people usually are those who don't waste any time. Compared to those who do the minimum, do only the necessary. So when there is nothing to do, they waste time. Those who have high goals and purpose in life, they don't waste any time. That's what Islam does. That's what Islam does to individuals, to its followers. I'm talking about the true Islam, the Islam that unfortunately was more or less lost. That's what it does. Islam comes and gives you a purpose, gives you a mission. So makes you someone who is a purpose-driven and a mission-driven. What is this purpose and what is this mission? What is your ultimate goal in life when you embrace Islam? Is Ridwanullah. Your ultimate goal is Ridwanullah, that Allah will be pleased with you. Now and when you meet Him, that Allah will be pleased with you now, and that you will meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and find Him pleased with you. And تَلْقَ اللَّهَ وَهُوَ عَنْكَ رَاضٍ. That becomes the compass, that becomes the guiding priorities. So when you make choices or decisions or everything, you always use this as a reference. Anything that helps you getting closer to Ridwanullah, you will do it. Anything that is distract you from that path, you will abstain from it. إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that those who are devoted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have scale, will have something that they can help them making decision and decide what is beneficial, what is harmful, what is good, what is bad, what is right, and what is wrong. And then you start following Ridwanullah. Ittiba' Ridwanullah. You start looking for things that will get you closer and closer to them. We will never be sure in this life that's happening. We can only maximize our chances and possibilities that Allah is pleased with us. Ittiba' Ridwanullah, and you pursue the Ridwanullah or the good pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever it takes, you're going to be doing it. Wherever you have to be, you will be there. Whatever needs to be done, you will do it. That's the exact meaning of جاهدوا في سبيل الله بأموالهم وأنفسهم. What does it mean? They are ready, always ready to do whatever it takes to, fi sabilillah means to achieve or to get closer and closer to Allah and Ridwanullah. What this will do to a Muslim will make you someone who is focused. All your thinking and behavior and decisions become focused, aligned, coherent, and consistent. The problem with many Muslims today, they are taking this for granted. Once you take it for granted, you lose every incentive to sacrifice or to work hard. Just imagine students who are working hard to prepare for an exam. If a professor comes and tells that everybody is passing or everybody is getting an A, nobody is going to be studying. I mean, if you take something for granted, you're not going to be working for it. Majority of Muslims nowadays are taking Ridwanullahi wal Jannah, which is supposed to be your purpose in life or your mission. They're taking it for granted. And they think they're going to have it even without doing anything or with doing the minimum. Doing the minimum and think they will get it. The proper attitude is actually you should never settle for anything. No matter how good you are, no matter how good your worship is, no matter how good your dedication to Allah and to His cause, no matter how much you're doing fi sabilillah, you always should try to do more and push your limits and push yourselves to do more. Why? Because a true believer, not only seeking Ridwanullah or avoiding punishment, but also you want to be among the best. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. That you're competing with others. You want to be the best. You want to be among Ibadullah al-Mukhlasin. You want to be among the devoted Muslims, the ones who are the selected, the pure, al-Rabbaniyin, the godly people. So that's why we have to switch from thinking about doing the minimum to avoid punishment and taking that for granted into trying to be the best. And trying, because Allah created us to test us who is the best in deeds. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that even the Quran guides these people. The Quran guides those who are pursuing the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يهدي به الله من اتبع رضوانه. Allah guides with the Quran those who are pursuing Ridwanullah. So there is some, you're looking and then you find the Quran to give you direction. But you are committed to something. You made the commitment and now you need the direction. That's why the companions used to be very eager to receive revelation, and they receive it, they were very excited. Why? Because they committed to the goal and they need directions. They need directions on how to get there. And that's what the Quran does. Quran shows you the way and empower you to follow it. And also shows you the wrong way and empowers you to restrain yourself from it. So يهدي به الله من اتبع رضوانه. Now, the purpose of a believer is essentially the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a Muslim, your goal in life, or the purpose, your goal is muradullah. I mean, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to happen on earth, that becomes your goal. And that's your mission, and that's your purpose. So the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes your purpose and your mission in life. And that's why the maqasid, there is an essential part in Islam called maqasid. Maqasid are the overarching goals of Islam, the big goals. This is a major part in our religion that was neglected. There were reasons for this, but we can discuss it another time. But this part you don't hear about it. You go to read Islamic books, you don't find any talks about maqasid, even though it is very essential in Islam, because that's what you commit to. And you're committing to the purpose of Allah, and the purpose of Allah is those maqasid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants justice to prevail on earth. That becomes your job and your mission. لِيَقُومَ النَّاسُ بِالْقِسْطِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Hadid says that He sent messengers and revelations so that justice prevail. That's the purpose of Allah, that's your job. That becomes your purpose, and that becomes your job. That whatever makes this world more just, you should not hesitate to do. Anything you can do to serve any just cause, you should not hesitate to do. And that's you're fulfilling the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which became your purpose. يَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُونُوا قَوَّامِينَ بِالْقِسْطِ. Or you believe, stand out firmly for justice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants this world to be more secure, more peaceful, more prosperous. That becomes your job and my job to do it. Does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala need our effort? Allah is in no need for anything. Free of all needs. But He gave us that responsibility as an honor. It is an honor to be the ones who executed the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a big responsibility, but it is also a big honor. وَإِنَّهُ لَذِكْرٌ لَكَ وَلِقَوْمِكَ وَسَوْفَ تُسْأَلُونَ. It is a prestige, it is an honor for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressing Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is an honor for you and for your people, and you will be held accountable. It is an honor and responsibility to do the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to execute His plan on earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants this world to be more morally sound. That becomes your job and my job to promote virtues and to resist and work against any wrongdoings, any vices, any munkar, any injustice, any dhulm, because that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like. And that's again the meaning of jahadu fi sabilillah. Jahadu fi sabilillah, meaning they strived, they did their utmost in doing the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So jahadu fi sabilillah, jahadu li tahqiq muradallah. Jahadu is not fighting. Jahadu means striving. So it's not like you are expected to do something fi sabilillah, you are expected to do your utmost. You should not spare any effort, and that's why we should try to maximize our contribution to fulfilling the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and executing His plan, starting with trying to also to understand that plan. It is, our religion is about knowledge and action. It's learning more about your job in this life, the expectations and your mission and the purpose of Allah, and then doing more to make it happen. Learning more and doing more. Tell me how many Muslims are in this business of learning more and doing more fi sabilillah. Unfortunately, majority are stagnant in their knowledge and in their action. They're doing the same, they are the same people day in, day out, year in, year out, in terms of knowledge and also in terms of their contribution to the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the same. Each and every one of us has a lot to learn, no matter how knowledgeable you are, and each and every one of us can contribute, can do a lot more fi sabilillah. And all the excuses that we're coming up with, we are fooling ourselves. And they're not valid excuses. We think we are too busy to do, that's not true. Just count how much time we waste every day, how much time is we lose every day doing almost nothing. And as I said, people who are serious, they have no time to waste. So that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants and expects it from us, is to understand His plan and to execute it, to understand His purpose and to fulfill it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also related to this, wants each one of us to be all you can be. It is well established scientifically that individuals, human, are born with tremendous potential. But only the ones that you leverage, the part that you leverage will be functional. You're going to lose the rest. Billions of nerve cells people are born with. Only the ones that you use, these are the ones that stay. The rest will die. And that applies to everything. People are born with tremendous knowledge, tremendous potential, but it has to be cultivated. It has to be leveraged. And here comes a wonderful Islamic concept, which also is lost, unfortunately, largely lost, which is called tazkiyah, self-development. It's very essential in Islam. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. We're talking about successful people. Successful are the ones who develop themselves. The ones who are better person every day. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants and expects from you. And if you are serious about having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with you, you should not allow 2 consecutive days to pass without improving in any way, without learning something new and incorporating it in your life to become a better person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to have the best of character, khuluq. Wants your worship to be of the highest quality, starting with your prayer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to be in the best of health, in the best maximum skills, resources. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves strong believer more than a weak believer. And how is this related to the previous? item? Because the more you have, the more you can do. The stronger you are, the more you can do fi sabilillah. And that's what the companions understood in very efficiently, even though they were very simple people. When the poor companions came to the Prophet complaining, say, we don't have as much, we're worshiping, we're praying, but the rich people are also praying. We're fasting, they're also fasting. But they have money to give fi sabilillah and we don't. They understood that the more you have, the more you can contribute to the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's how I keep saying that believers, Muslims, it's not true that you should it's okay to neglect this life for the hereafter. That's not true. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to be the most successful people on earth. Very successful, very strong, very powerful, very rich, etc. But we do it not for show off, not for personal prestige. We do it because we will be in a position to do more fi sabilillah. The more you have, the more influence you have, the more resources you have, the better is your health. All of these the more skills you have, the more you can do fi sabilillah. So acquiring these becomes an act of worship. Trying to make more and more money, not because you are obsessed with money, but because you want to be in a position to do more fi sabilillah. And maintaining a good health, not for show off, but also because the healthier you are, the more you can do fi sabilillah. Acquiring new skills. There are so many opportunities in this country and at this point in time to acquire so many skills online, and some of them are free, some of them are cheap, etc. Acquiring, the more skills you acquire, the more efficient you will be in this life and the more you can do fi sabilillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants believers to be role models, leading by examples, and wants believer to be strong, and that applies to individuals, applies to families, applies to community, etc. Your job is to be a role model and a successful individual, and then to build a model family, and to contribute to building a model community, and to contribute to build a model society, going all the way to make this world a better place for everybody. And that's where tazkiyah and islah, which are essential in our deen, essential element in our deen, they intersect. Tazkiyah, for you to be a better person. Islah is to help making this world a better place for everybody. And they are very much related because, as I said, the better you are, the more you can contribute to the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the essence of our deen. This is the essence that was lost when we become very busy with details, become busy with the appearances and with the fiqh part of Islam, which is important. Every part is important, but there are things that are essential. Islam is essentially a commitment to fulfilling the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is this what we have been talking about. That's the essence of our deen. Now, how this can be achieved? How you can be the one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expects you to be and wants you to be? That's what we'll try inshallah to elaborate on and shed some light on, starting from the second khutbah. Wallahi inna ghafurur rahim. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونتوب إليه نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. My dear respected brother and sister in Islam, the key to everything that we have been discussing, the key to the transformation that needs to happen is our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything starts there. The stronger is your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more motivated. First of all, the more you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more you know Him, the more you love Him. Now you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you become more motivated. To do the minimum? No. To do the maximum. To be the best. Why? Because now you're worshiping out of love. You're serving out of gratitude. You are abstaining from a sin not because of fear of punishment, but because haya, it's embarrassment. It's just always you are worried that you may fall short of the expectations. So the punishment becomes something that is you don't even think about. So you're not worshiping and doing things fi sabilillah to get reward and to avoid punishment. That becomes something secondary, something that is higher than that, which is seeking Ridwanullah. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran that on the day of judgment, that after talking about the rewards that people get, وَمَسَاكِنَ طَيِّبَةً فِي جَنَّاتِ عَدْنٍ وَرِضْوَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. And on top of all of this, or above all of the rewards that you're going to get, it's Ridwanullah. Because that's what these people were working for. They're working for Allah to be pleased with them, and they didn't even fear the punishment. Before punishment, they were afraid and worried they may fall short of the expectation. It's like when you respect someone and you love someone, you don't want to disappoint that person. You don't want to fall short of the expectation. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. So you start worshipping out of love and gratitude and abstaining from haram. First of all, because you know for sure that's anything that Allah has forbidden is harmful, but also because Allah is watching over you and you will be embarrassed to do something that does not please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا توفنا وانت راض عنا واختم بالصالحات اعمالنا واجعل خير اعمالنا خواتمها وخير ايامنا يوم نلقاك. نفعنا اللهم بالنظر الى وجهك الكريم. ربنا ارحم والدينا كما ربونا صغارا وارحم موتانا وجميع موتى المسلمين. لا اله الا انت سبحانك انا كنا من الظالمين. صل اللهم على سيدنا محمد واقم الصلاه.